To know, Peter, I mean, we've built-ups all season, really. Every game's been a very important game to us, particularly early in the season, because we lost those two close ones. It's put the pressure on us right from the word go. So this game probably has been no different from any other as far as build-up goes.
They've made a number of changes from the press side, right into the middle. Beale will start in the forward pocket. Drain has swapped with Lumsden in the key forward positions. Reid has come into the 16, so Scully goes onto the bench with Hughes, Sir and Pope.
Consistency, but I guess that's also a bit of a problem when you're trying to mould a side and build it up, and you've got a lot of young players that you're trying to educate, and they tend to have their highs and lows a little bit, and it's been a bit of a worry, but I think we're slowly working our way out of that, so hopefully today we'll turn the corner and get those two in a row.
How have you built them up for what really is a final for you?
Well, we've tried to keep the routine pretty well much the same, but I mean the boys have been keen, and I think they realise that it is a very important game, and so we've just tried to keep level heads on shoulders and just gone about our game and our normal preparation and that sort of thing, so hopefully that will come through when we hit the ground today.
And a shoulder, do you think, Philip?
No, he's holding his hand, Peter. It looks like it could be a break, and that's a blow because he's given him a bit of height there. Plowman in the back pocket.
Hands and knees. Finally, it's the other number 8, Prideaux. Got it out to Hunt. But it's going to come back again pretty quickly. Mark taken by Anthony Eames. Spins it into the middle. Neil Connell. Good team play from the Magpies. Right's clear. Long lead. And the mark's taken by Davis. Ray Davis into the breeze. Too far out to score. There's no one back on the line, so he's going to go for it. Not a bad option either. Someone up far too early. Hunt couldn't knock it clear. Oh, a dangerous handball from Prideaux, but it's cleared away by Dunbar, and off he goes to Lawson. And a very fast start to this big game. Worm burner from Lawson. Marcon couldn't pick it up. Hodgkins handball. Bertolo being prominent. Wright calls it for it square. Here's Callender. Beale in the sand. Pressure on Davis. Some help coming from Bone, and that just bounces over off the boot of Valkanis. So it looks like Donny.
For what he's going to do.
But it's the norm for him, isn't it?
Hall fists it forward. We've had 31 minutes in this first quarter. Now,
I don't think he's going to have a shot, is he?
Go downfield? No.
Well, that's a good point, Ross. It could easily have been downfield. Don't bother with the kick, Danny, really. Oh, dear.
Well, it could bounce through.
Malcolm Blight.
Ooh, he's really given it a shake.
Yeah, he's only 45 metres short.
31 points the difference. Entertaining first quarter.
It has been an excellent quarter of football. It's probably one of the best quarters of football we've witnessed so far this year. I'm very impressed with Preston, and this guy on screen now you're seeing Marcon started the 8-goal surge and the first goal of the match, and what a superb pickup it was, and a left foot snap. But they've had a number of good players, and as you said, Phil, in that opening 15 minutes I thought Brunswick were the better side, Brunswick Broadmeadows, and this guy on screen, Davis, kicking its entire score for Brunswick, or their goal tally of 3. He's been a focal point for them up forward, but they've just had a bit too, had a depth of talent there. Marcon again featuring prominently. Hallis at centre half forward has been a superb player and a target for them. And they move the ball so quick. Nicolau, Dintinasante, Hallis again from a standing start from about 55 metres out.
It was a big goal, an important goal too, Sam, too, because it just gave them the momentum.
Yeah, they're just falling down up forward a little bit, Brunswick. They just haven't got the talent at ground level to capitalise on some of. They've got a couple of big players in Lumsden.
At ground level, Marcon, that was superb.
Well, that's superb.
But they were real fighters, the combine. So with the breeze, you never know. Davis holds his marks. He's
rallied and put together a fair outfit, but Preston just got that edge in talent, a little bit more class, a couple of focal points in particular. Hallis, I know I keep harping on him, but he's a wonderful player. And their smaller fleet of players, namely Dintinasante, Marcon, who's been great. Dunbar, as you mentioned, Peter, in your summary or your call of the game, then came into his own that second quarter. Fine running players in Plowman and Prideaux across that back line. And, you know, they've got a very, very good blend of height, experience, pace and class. They could go all way.
I think it's a domino effect when you get Hallis back into the side. It just gives you that focal point, spreads the other players out a bit,
gives you more quality players in the side. Dunbar being a great runner. Nicolay done some very good things. At times just tied himself up a little bit. You see Dunbar there in the screen running on. Some of his plays been superb. Lawson in the back pocket's been absolutely brilliant. And Lawson and Marcon close to the ground have just been a delight to watch.
I don't
Just
know what your
superb play.
views are, Phil, but if I've got one criticism of Preston, they're a fine running side, but they've squandered a lot of opportunities when they've run. Players invariably take an extra bounce or an extra step, and they're under so much stress, or they're not balanced when they dispose of the ball. And that disposal invariably ends in the opposition's hands, and they get the quick rebound. But if they had steadied, they could deliver the ball a little bit more accurately. And a lot of their opportunities have gone begging because of that very fact. Namely, guys like Plowman.
We talk about, well, Plowman went off injured in the first few minutes.
Plowman, sorry, Burrows.
There's a goal for Dintinasanti. He took his opportunity there, but we saw Lumsden spill a mark. It might have been just... Well, Graham Layden, without ranting and raving, laying the truth down to them and doing it in a very professional manner. Will they respond? But they kicked a goal in that quarter, and that was their one moment of the joy. It was one-way traffic, and he talked about when the ball was in dispute there, Preston players would move off it and make space, hoping that their teammates would get the ball, and then they'd be in the clear, and they would capitalise on that. Well, they certainly did that. It very rarely went the other way, and they were never caught.
I think that's quite true, Peter, but on the other hand, I think one of the critical factors is that the Preston players have simply worked harder than the Brunswick players. Like when the ball's been 50-50, under the packs, the tackling, situations that were bone under pressure, and then they're all under pressure and they haven't got the players running in the right spots. So sure, I mean, everything that Graham said was right, but I think I'd be disappointed with the way some of the...
No one can break clear. Keep persisting. Lawson with pace. Clear to Lumachisi. Shaw the target. Oh, magic! Spider Shaw.
And that psychological aspect of football we were talking about earlier, Phil, you mentioned, you know, the break, the run.
Yes.
You know, once they broke it, all of a sudden the trend and the pattern of the ball game is swings back, doesn't it? It's amazing.
And came from probably a mistake. Drain was caught a little bit of pressure and didn't quite get the ball away, and then back she went.
Well, down there in some sort of trouble is Brett Gillard, and Shaw doesn't seal it.
Oh, gee, I take him aside one day, every night for half an hour with 50 footballs, and just until he learns how to run and kick and prepare himself.
Good position made there by Clark. He wants to get up and play on. He's still prone, Jamie Shaw. Clark takes the advantage. Beautiful handball to Drain. He delivers the ball beautifully, this player. He had two men there, and perhaps it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Which one he gave it to, Wright or Reed? And off goes Gillard. So they've lost Plowman early in the game. X-ray for an injured arm, and a leg problem there for Gillard.
Could be his knee too.
Still a chance for Brunswick Broadmeadows, but they need a goal here. Desperation from Burrows. It went to Drain, who bends it with the outside of the foot. McAllister spoiled. Callender, they want a skipper's goal. Off to Eames, number 5. All in the last quarter. He and Wright have kicked 9 between them in this last term. Or is it 8? 8 it is.
8-5 to Eaves. And he's been an inspiration up forward. And he did very well there, Callender.
Didn't he ever?
In the goal. Back to a 9-point ball game.
11 goals in this quarter from Brunswick Broadmeadows to 1 from Preston. They need another here. They might get it from Reed. It's coming back on the breeze, but not enough.
Oh, wouldn't that have been a good goal?
Wouldn't that have opened the
Pandora's box.
Yes, the veritable Pandora's can of worms would have been well and truly there. 9 points the difference. It was a beautiful knock-on from Lumsden. Butolo, beautiful interception. He got his kick. Eames diving in. Well, Valkanis wants to...
What was the content of those bottles now, Phil?
12-goal quarter, so there should be a little bit of time on remaining. I think they'll need everything. Nowhere before, I think, Callender to go. Yes, it is the skipper there. They need to get possession right from this bounce. And they've lost it. Lumsden getting into the back of Hall, and the Bulland fans think that's enough to give them victory. It is. Preston, they like making it close for us on television. A draw last time we saw them. Today, they frittered away a 70-point lead to win by 9 points. A gallant Brunswick Broadmeadows almost pulled off the Houdini act of the century. They got within 9 points in the final analysis. Unbelievable match. It was entertainment from go to woe. 61-point turnaround in the space of a quarter. Trudging off there is Anthony Eames. 5 goals from him. What a good move from Graham Layden to take him off half-back line where he paid well to put him on the forward line. Rod Wright, number 4, kicked 3 in that last quarter. They needed the likes of him to lift, an experienced player. He did that, but in the end, it wasn't enough. And we've certainly had some wonderful games live on a Saturday afternoon for you. And this one, well, it would have gone down as one of the greatest comebacks of all time. And Preston, well, they've not been beaten now since May the 27th, even though they tried pretty hard to lose that. Or did they have any say in the matter? Do you think it was Brunswick Broadmeadows? Should we give them all the credit for coming back? Jordan certainly laying down the law to his team.
I think you've got to give them the credit, Peter, but really...
Bill Stubbs has the tankard from Wards Express.
Thank you very much, Ross. Adrian, congratulations on a great game. On behalf of Wards Express, I present you with the Wards Express Man of the Match trophy.
Thanks
well done, mate.
Thanks very much.
Terrific, Ada, and the keys to the match as well. It's a double banger today. You're exhausted.
Really? Yeah, especially that last quarter, but...
What is it about Preston with these close ones?
I don't know. I suppose we just like giving the viewers a good look, but I suppose we worked hard for the first 3 quarters and paid off in the end, up by 11 goals at 3/4 time. Did the hard work first up and paid off in the end, but should have been a lot better than that, though, in the end, that's for sure.
And, of course, you were lucky being out with us because you missed the words from Neil Jordan.
Yeah, that's right. No, Jordo's gone off his head on the ground there a few times, but no, he's pretty good, Jordo. He speaks to the players, pretty well. A lot of the players have got a lot of respect for him, being down at the club for a long time. We've all been good mates with Jordo, and I think it's really helped with his coaching that he's always worked hard on the track and on the footy field, and his coaching this year has been unbelievable. Because we've virtually had the same sort of side as what we had last year, and we're going a lot better.
Well, there's Adrian Marcon. He's exhausted, but he's still got lots of words to say. Congratulations, 5 goals. The man of the match, Adrian Marcon.
Thanks for the words, Mazda.
Good on you, Adrian. We heard that. And the